What is the most OP build for Seteth in Fire Emblem 3 Hopes? Today's build is another different one. I honestly believe that Seteth does belong as a Wyvern Lord. However, we're going to be going against the grain a little bit and make him a lot stronger in the long run. I present Seteth, the Wyvern CRUSHER. So as for our weapon, Seteth is going to be running Crusher. I know that's super weird, but hear me out. We already know that magic is the superior damage type, so although Seteth has a naturally high strength growth rate, I think to really make him as good as we can, we need to force him down the path of magic. So that's where Crusher comes in. Since Crusher has Wit Strike, this converts all of our damage into magic damage, and as such will be based on our magic stat. As an added bonus, Crusher also has the Stagger ability, which periodically produces the stun gauge when we attack. Our accessory is going to be Aurora Shield to get rid of our flying weakness, and as usual our battalion doesn't really matter, but I'm resisting axes. We're using the two stronger axe combat arts, Focused Strike and War Strike. They both hit very hard. However, War Strike is a little higher out of the two. When converted to magic damage though, they hit even harder. Even with lower magic stats, the damage is crazy. As for our uniques, Windswept imbues our non-regular attacks with wind. When Wind Torn are on enemies, we can activate the ability to essentially damage them the same way Hubert's unique does. The abilities are very similar. This is just an overall worse in every way version of Hubert's unique. I'm sorry, but it's true. Guardian makes it so when we pick up recovery items, it affects all surrounding allies too. Second in Command reduces damage received from enemies by 50% when ordered to guard. Grievous Blow boosts our crit damage, which is nice, while Lance Buster gives us a 95% damage boost against lance-wielding enemies. As for our abilities, as usual, watch till the end to see where I got each one. Axe Prowess boosts our damage by 30% while wielding an axe. Wild Abandon greatly increases our damage done while also greatly increasing damage received. Underdog increases our damage dealt proportionate to how much higher the enemy's level is. This is a really helpful ability while playing on Maddening. Boost Critical increases our critical hit chance. Panache restores the Awakening gauge based on how many enemies we defeat with a single warrior special. Burst of Valor increases our warrior gauge with each critical hit. Big Game Hunter increases our damage done to enemy commanders. Range Master gives us a needed boost to our range. Dexterity Catalyst increases the warrior gauge fill rate based on our dex. And to combo well with that, Absorb Dexterity increases our dex each time we defeat an enemy commander, and this boost will last for the entire battle. Our main stats for this build are magic and dex. Since we need to get extra growth rates on Seteth to get our desirable magic stat, we're going to want to level Seteth 120 times his Dark Bishop. We get a boost to our dex by doing that as well, so it's a win-win. If you haven't reached your magic stat cap, feel free to use stat boosting items to max it. The way this build plays is just to utterly destroy everything in your way. Both of your combat arts hit like a truck. Awakening just powers you up even further, and we heavily invested into our warrior specials, so they charge like no tomorrow. This build is fairly balanced in the sense that you kinda do a bit of everything, which is a nice change of pace, since usually we specialize so hard into one thing. It sounds kinda dumb, but you really just wanna do all the things. Your combat arts alone have the power to take out most of the threats, and when they aren't, you pop a warrior special or two. As for I got each ability, Axe Prowess is from Fighter, Armored Knight, and Warrior. Wild Abandon is from Brigand, Underdog from Brawler, Boost Critical from Wyvern Rider, Panache from Dark Knight, Burst of Valor from Trickster, Big Game Hunter from Mortal Savan, Range Master from Holy Knight, Dexterity Catalyst from Bow Knight, Absorb Dexterity from Dark Bishop, Focused Strike from Fortress Knight, and War Strike from Warrior. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more.